It is a nice night for Cubs baseball. It's WGN Sports on the U, and we're at Wrigley Field tonight. It's a makeup game after a rainout on April 17th. The Cubs hosting the Texas Rangers. Hi again, everyone. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs and Rangers ended up playing just 2 games. The weather was not good a few weeks ago here at Wrigley Field, so a make-up day tonight, and they split that 2-gamer in April.
And 2 teams heading in opposite directions. The Cubs being swept by the Reds, and the Texas Rangers just got finishing sweeping the Boston Red Sox. They're now tied with the best record in Major League Baseball. First game of that series, Adrian Beltre hit a big game, a go-ahead home run in the 8th inning. Rangers end up winning 4-2, and then game 2, Carlos Villanueva was outstanding. 7 innings of 4-hit baseball, picking up his first win of the year. Cubs won that game 6-2.
Only the 12th all-time meeting in the regular season. If the Cubs win, they'll be at 6-6 all-time against Texas. And a special start tonight for Scott Feldman. Remember, JD, he was going to go in that series but had some back stiffness, but he's on the mound tonight.
Well, and the timing is right for him because he's been pitching really well lately. 2 consecutive wins. Last time out, outstanding. First career complete game, career high 12 punch-outs. He was spot on all night long in that start against San Diego.
Rookie right-hander Nick Tepesch is their 5th starter, coming off a bad one, but other than that, he's been pretty good.
He really has. 2-2 with a 3.5 ERA. Actually pitched pretty well in this game against the White Sox, too. They touched him up a little bit late in that ball game.
So you've got Scott Feldman facing his former team coming up tonight. Giovanni Soto in the lineup for the Rangers against the Cubs. Feldman with that complete game win his last time out. He'll face Texas next. Brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. From shutouts to walk-offs, we've been celebrating the greatest moments in Major League Baseball for over 30 years. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer or go to shophonda.com for current offers. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition on WGNTV. Brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Lights are on as we get set for this 1-game, not really series, just a game. Rangers and Cubs. Ian Kinsler is red hot. He's hit in 11 in a row. Elvis Andrus, Adrian Beltre won the game yesterday against Boston. Cruz, Moreland's hot. Giovanni Soto with his first start against his former team. David Murphy struggling. He's in left. Leonis Martin in center, and Tepesch the pitcher.
Time to look at the Cubs defensively. Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Soriano's going to left. DeJesus center, Sherholtz right. Valbuena, Castro, Barney, Rizzo third to first. Wellington, Castillo behind the plate for Scott Feldman. Well, after all those years with the Rangers, he gets to face his old team. He's 2-3 with a 3.34 ERA through 5 starts. As we mentioned last time out, that first Major League complete game, boy, he was outstanding. 114 pitches, 80 of them for strikes.
Let's get the umpires. Todd Titchener gets the plate. The crew chief is Dale Scott, Bill Miller, C.B. Buckner at second and third, respectively. And let's check in on the weather. Cool, but blue skies above. Partly cloudy. We'll take it. Yeah, a lot better than April 17th. Now Ian Kinsler again. He's hit in 11 in a row. Average at a robust 333.
On base percentage up over 400. He hits for power. He's hit 6 home runs. Typically gets a bunch of doubles. He can steal a bag. A very multi-talented player.
So Feldman's first pitch against the Rangers misses low for ball 1. There's a bouncer foul into the Cub dugout. Cubs with some roster moves. Ryan Sweeney, a lot of big league time, and reliever Rafael Dolis are here. Cameron Lowe designated for assignment. Dave Chappelle optioned through AAA. Popped into shallow right. Long run in for Scherholtz, and he makes a grab for the out. One away. So Sweeney selected from Iowa.
Yeah, and that's what happens when a team's losing. Dave Chappelle, it started to show signs in recent games of coming around a little bit, but when you're losing, you tend to want to shake things up a little bit. Sweeney, one of the guys down in AAA who was really swinging it well, and a guy with big league experience who can play all the outfield positions. And likewise, Dolis, a fresh arm. Been a lot of struggles in that bullpen. Why not get him up here and see what he can do?
Now the shortstop, Elvis Andrus. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Rangers tied for the best record in all of baseball, 20-11. They're tied with Boston, the team they just swept, and the Cardinals. As Valbuena throws out Andrews, the Cardinals are in town. They have an off day after sweeping the Brewers. Cardinals will go into that series having won 6 in a row. There's Ron Washington, Rangers manager. Look at that record. Way over 500, back-to-back American League pennants in 2010 and 11.
It's still early in the year, but I think a lot of people are surprised by how well this Ranger club is playing with Josh Hamilton no longer here. Mike Napoli has been moved along. The pitching has really been outstanding. Offensively, they've been fine. They're 5th in the league, 6th in the American League in runs scored.
They lead the majors in ERA as Adrian Beltre takes a called strike. Game-winning single in the bottom of the 9th, yesterday's 12th career game-ending hit. So we consider this a series, right? I mean, it's one game, but Beltre comes in with at least one hit in his last 164 series of any length. The second longest active streak in the majors. Joey Votto has done it in 167 consecutive series. So there's a little pressure on him tonight.
See, if it were me, I would count this as part of a 3-game series that was started 2 weeks ago. But I think you're right. I think technically that
every time you play a different team, that's considered its own entity.
Feldman last time out had real good action on the sinker. It appears to be the case again tonight. His location was just absolutely spot on, as I said earlier. Good cutter, worked in this curveball.
Sure, a little extra adrenaline tonight facing a team he pitched for a long time. Dale just said, I hope he's not overamped.
He did everything that night. Made a heck of a play in the field. He hit a double down in the right field corner.
A wind in the 2-2. Hit foul. Well, that's what you're just trying to capture that, right? You got the best night of your life, and you're saying to yourself, okay, how can I do that every time out? It's elusive.
Yeah.
It's only the first time he had ever completed a game at this level, but he hit his spots all night long. I guess you try to wake up at the same time you did 5 days ago.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that he's got a different catcher back there tonight than he had last time. I thought Navarro might catch him because of that performance last time out, but it's Wellington Castillo and not Navarro. If you remember that game, it started, Everett Cabrera was the leadoff man, and Feldman fell behind him 3-0. Came back to catch him looking to punch him out, and then from there he just took off.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice 1-2-3 start for Feldman. The Cubs are coming up against rookie Nick Tepesch. By Toyota, let's go places. DeJesus, Castro, and the red-hot Rizzo at the top. Anthony hitting over 400 over his last 10. Soriano knocked in 7 against the Reds. Scherholtz, Castillo, who likes hitting here at Wrigley Field. Luis Valbuena's at third. The struggling Darwin Barney at second. And Scott Feldman ninth.
Rangers defensively, Murphy, Martin, Cruz in the outfield. Beltran Andrus, boy, it's about as good as it gets on the left side of the infield. Kinsler and Moreland have the right side covered. And Giovanni Soto, he's behind the plate. Tepesch, 2-2, 3.54 ERA, 24-year-old right-handed rookie. He's a finesse type guy. Fastball, he likes to sink it. He'll throw a cutter, a curve, and a change. This time last year, he was pitching an A-ball in Myrtle Beach.
Actually started the year AAA, but before opening day was announced that he would be their 5th starter. So he took a turn at AAA Round Rock before his Ranger debut. 1-0 on David DeJesus.
And for a young guy, he has not been shy of the strike zone. A lot of young pitchers, a little intimidated by big league hitters, will nibble, 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 and walk people. He's only issued 5 free passes in 28 big league innings this year.
Works quickly. That's a good breaking ball on the inside corner. And getting a lot of ground ball outs. Ground ball percentage, according to stats, 71.4%. That's inside. 2-2. So the Rangers didn't arrive in Chicago until about 1:30 this morning. They had a charity dinner last night because originally today would have been a travel day for them. But the charity dinner was sold out. Tickets had already been purchased. So they had to be in Arlington for a little longer than they normally would be on getaway days. DeJesus singles to start the Cubs first.
Goes back to that big breaking ball. And this one doesn't have that good action that the previous breaking pitch did. Sat up in the zone a little bit for DeJesus. Another knock for David.
He's aboard, and it's Starlin Castro appearing in his 228th consecutive game, the longest current streak in the National League. Slider backed up inside. Kick and the pitch. High drive to center. Martin will make the catch for the out. Wind blowing in not very hard tonight, about 5 miles an hour.
Would you call that a mild zephyr? Or is it more than a mild zephyr? A light breeze, perhaps?
I would say light breeze, but I like zephyr. That's a good word. That's the New Orleans AAA nickname, right?
Yeah. One of the guys on the golf broadcast. It's always just a mild zephyr.
Now Anthony Rizzo, 246. He's hit over 400 his last 10 games. Takes it high for ball one. Tepesch from Blue Springs, Missouri. That's just outside of Kansas City. Went to the University of Missouri, and Rangers grabbed him in the 14th round in 2010. We are reachable, Len and JD at Tribune.com. We're also active on Facebook and Twitter as well. Inside. 2-0. And talking about Feldman with Navarro and Castillo, Tepesh has thrown to A.J. Pierzynski 3 times. He's 2-0 with a 115. This is the 3rd time Giovanni Soto's caught him. He had lost his previous 2 starts with a 6.57 ERA. That's a very small sample size.
It does get your attention, though.
A.J. struck out 4 times yesterday against Boston, for just the 2nd time in his career. So he gets the night off, and it's the former Cub in the lineup. And Tepesh preoccupied with the base runner, De Jesus.
Yeah, those are the kind of numbers that a veteran pitcher might go to his manager and say, look, man, I've been really good with this guy. And I haven't been very good at all with this fella here. But as a rookie, you're just, thank you for giving me the ball. I'll go pitch. I don't care who's back there.
That's high. It's 3-0. Moreland still holding on to Jesus, who may go here. And he does on the 3-1. Swung on and missed, and the throw on a hop gets through the legs of Andrus, and De Jesus pops up quickly and takes 3rd.
Gets a swing through on a high fastball. Soto's throws a little bit short, and Andrus comes up on that ball instead of staying down. It squirts right through the legs. We've seen similar plays from Starlin Castro out there at shortstop this year for the Cubs. It'll go as a stolen base and an error on the catcher, but I think both managers would say the shortstop's got to make the play there.
And we were talking to Dale about that very thing before the game, and just the technique of applying tags on throws with the glove high and then going down, as opposed to down, up, then down again. 3-2 as Rizzo will walk. That brings up Soriano with runners at the corners and 1 out.
So rare walk issued by Tepesh, just his 6th.
You say he was a Tepesh
a
against Rizzo there?
Yeah, he was a little timid.
Well, Soriano went into the weekend against the Reds with 2 RBIs and 1 home run, but he had a 2-homer game, knocked in 7 in the series, and he turns away from a breaking ball. 1-0.
That batting average has been on the rise, now hitting .276, over .400 over the last week or so. Well, his last 6 games, .391.
Leans in for the 1-0 pitch and is way out in front. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Something about this guy's delivery reminds me a little bit of Oral Hershiser.
It's a good call.
Might be the blue hat too, but the sinker.
Similar build, yeah. To 6'4", 225.
If you're going to mimic a guy, Hershiser wouldn't be a bad one. That's the way he comes set there, too. Not the first guy to come out of that Blue Springs High School to play in the big leagues, but he's the first guy who wasn't the son of a major leaguer. Hal McRae's son, Brian, and Dusty Wathen, John Wathen's son,
Also went to that school. There's the breaking ball from Tepish.
2-2 bounced foul, so the Cubs miss Yu Darvish. Didn't face him in April. They don't get him here tonight. He had 14 strikeouts yesterday. He's got 72 on the season, 15 more than any other big league pitcher. So already 14 strikeout games this season. On the ground, Moreland will field. He gets one. Relay to Tepish, not in time. Soriano beats it out and gets an RBI. And it's 1-0.
De Jesus, the catalyst, able to work his way around the bases. Stolen base, goes to third on the air, and now able to come home on this little ground ball. Andrus very quick with the turn at second base, but Soriano hustling down the line, able to beat it.
Inside on Scherholtz. Get out of play. So an early lead for Scott Feldman. Curveball's in. 2-1. So the Rangers head to Milwaukee. A 2-game series starting tomorrow night. This is how weird the schedule is. This is the first time the Rangers have played back-to-back games in Chicago and Milwaukee since 1991. Soriano is going to get picked off. He took off before Tepish even decided to throw, and he got in! He got around the tag of Andrews. And the Rangers are going to argue that he went onto the baseline. Here comes Ron Washington.
I think Wash is arguing that he got him with the tag. And Moreland a little late giving up that ball to Andrews, so he was out. Boy, Cubs got a break.
He did not go out of the baseline at all. It sure looked like the tag was on him, but maybe not. That first look, it certainly looked.
The look we just had was the look the umpire had. He didn't have that look. He was blocked from that.
Yeah, you got him. You're right. So the question is, did Dale Scott see it? And he did not. So he gets a stolen base out of it. Cubs with 2 here in the opening inning. And they now have 25 on the season. They're in the top 5 in the majors. And a strike. So since 1991, that's 22 years since the Rangers would have played, the White Sox and Brewers or whatever. And I know the Brewers moved to the National League in '98, but why wouldn't they have had that on every trip?
7 years in between, yeah.
Because it makes too much sense.
Well, because Chicago and Milwaukee are so close, they didn't want to saturate this market with Ranger baseball. There's a little too much Rangers all one time.
Well, we had a stretch this year. We will go to San Diego and Los Angeles, but we had a few years there where we split those cities up for whatever reason. Swing and a miss to end the inning. The Cubs get an unearned run, couple of steals, a walk, an error, and lead 1-0 after one. The Jesus single to start the first, stole second with the third on the error by Soto, and then scored on the fielder's choice off the bat of Alfonso Soriano. Cruz, Moreland, and Soto against Scott Feldman. Cutter for a strike. Pop into right. This is Scherholtz. Retire his counterpart, Nelson Cruz.
Complete game last time out for Feldman. He allowed 2 runs, 2 solo home runs, the only damage he allowed. Dale Swain was going to pull him after 8, and Scott said, look, Dale, I've never pitched a complete game. I'd really like to go for it. So he sent him back out there. He had a shutout through 7. Gave up a solo home run to Jerko in the 8th, and Headley got him in the 9th.
Moreland's average was at 164 on April 22nd, but he's hit 417 since. Average has gone up well over 100 points in the interim. Sinker with a lot of late movement, but it trailed off the plate 2-0. Deep to left. Soriano back to the warning track. Little hop and a catch into the vines for the out. Nicely done.
And well struck here by Mitch Moreland, a bid for extra bases. Soriano plays deep to begin with. This ball was not in the air all that long. Was able to track it down just in front of the wall. 2 quick outs for Feldman.
Good to see Gio back here at Wrigley Field. A good curve for a strike. To a slow start, not a ton of at bats. One missed way outside. Time now for Xfinity Home from Comcast. So Gio coming back home where he started his big league career. Well, he got drafted, believe it or not, 12 years ago. Rookie of the year in 08, an all-star. He started for the National League, and he drills that one into left for a base hit. Get peace of mind with Xfinity Home, the total home security and home control solution that keeps you more connected to what matters most. We'll give David Murphy an opportunity. He's been struggling, 2 for 19, and also battling a stomach virus. Got him over the weekend.
He's been a good solid player for the Rangers the last couple of seasons, just off to a miserable start.
Well, there's still a long way to go, but right now it looks like a 2-team race in the American League West. The 2 teams that finished atop the division last year. Rangers and the A's, the only two clubs currently over 500. Curious to see if the Angels are able to get back in it. They're 9 out right now, 11 and 20.
Isn't that amazing?
So they have matched the worst start in franchise history, and they've lost 7 of 9 for dropping an 8-4 decision yesterday.
Only the Astros have a higher team ERA in the American League than the Angels. Josh Hamilton's not hitting a lick. They're 9th in the league in runs scored.
2-2 the count. Long pause before the pitch. It's way off the plate in. They'll give Soto a head start with 2 outs. And the 3-2 right down the middle, strike 3 called. And that's the second strikeout for Feldman. The Cubs lead 1-0 in the second. Halloween during the playoffs in 2010. That is a great costume right there. Liam Roybal as Ron Washington.
Yeah. Little Wash, they called him. Shaved his head and everything. You talk about a guy dedicated to his craft.
It's good stuff. 1-0. The Cubs have the lead as Castillo will lead off for the home team here in the second. Tepish with a strike. Curve that time, 0-2. .386 at home, .227 on the road for Welly. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3.
Didn't get a piece of that, huh? Thought he did. Cardinals are in tomorrow night for a 2-game homestand. Tickets are available in the Budweiser bleachers and throughout the seating bowl for both tomorrow night and Wednesday afternoon's game. Purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. So the Cardinals in town for the first time. They're riding high. They've won 6 in a row. Their pitching has been outstanding.
And then you got to go to Washington.
Yeah.
It's a tough week. Valbuena with a soft sinking liner into center. A 1-out base hit. And Cubs fans, don't forget to check out Len and JD's baseball blog at WGNTV.com. The blog is sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent, serving the area for 34 years. Join the nation. Contact Jeff at jeffbook.com. Nationwide is on your side. I have a post on this difficult schedule coming up. Also, we have video of Gary Sinise conducting the 7th inning stretch. Side for a ball on Darwin Barney, who's trying to end a 0 for 16. Seen a lot of slight mechanical adjustments. And talking to Darwin today, this thing is kind of getting to be mental for him, so he's just trying to kind of get back to the guy he was when he was going well. Thinking about the opposite field, a little more rhythm in his mechanics.
I think that's some of the best use of videos, just to watch
video of when you were doing well, not so much to look at your mechanics, just to see yourself having some success and to remember, oh yeah, I can do this. And there's such a tendency, to break down the finer points of the game and to worry about where your hands are and where your shoulder is and all that good stuff. And there comes a point where you just have to see the ball, react to it, have a plan when you go to the plate, and not get too consumed with some of the minutia, the mechanical things.
Double play ball. Andrus, Kinsler, Moreland. 1-0 Cubs at the end of 2.
On to WGNTV.com right now and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching there at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
And we have more baseball for you. Leonis Martin is center fielder. Left-handed hitter. Corner men on the infield are in. And ball 1. White Sox beat the Royals today in 11. Jordan Danks with the game-winning homer in extras. So the sun was out in Kansas City, believe it or not.
Stopped snowing?
Yeah. It was the makeup from the game on Friday that was frozen, rained out. That is low. It's 2-1. Ended Kansas City's 4-game winning streak. Hit well, but too well for Martin. It carries all the way out to DeJesus.
Hang with him, young man. Putting somebody out there for well over 100 years. Hey, speaking of years, happy birthday, Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, 82 today.
Right. Nick Tepish with his first career plate appearance.
Probably at any level. He was a real good hitter in high school. Well, that counts for anything. Most guys are. Still young enough where he hasn't unlearned how to hit, maybe. His senior year in high school, he was 9-0 with a 1.50 ERA. He batted .410 with 7 home runs.
Good contact as he grounds to short. Don't miss the exciting opportunity to go behind the scenes of the legendary home of the Cubs with Wrigley Field tours. Guided tours include visits to the press box, clubhouses, dugouts, as well as a chance to actually step on the field. This must-see Chicago attraction houses almost 100 years of history. Wrigley Field tours are offered on both game days and non-game days, so go to Cubs.com/tours to book yours today. Kinsler flied to right his first time up. Your former teammate Larry Anderson's got a birthday, right? 60?
Big 6-0 for Andy, yep.
With a human slider?
Yep. Old goat. Former Cub Bill Hands turned 73 today, a 20-game winner with the 69 club.
Kinsler wants that one back. That was a 2-0 pitch. This may be one of those, both guys trying to outthink the other since they played together for so long.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I'm guessing in this instance, slight advantage Feldman. I just don't know that position players pay that much attention to pitchers on their own staff.
And 2 bounces. Barney will handle it. And an easy 1-2-3 for Feldman. He's given up 1 hit through 3, and the Cubs have a 1-0 edge. And Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers for their continued support of local youth baseball. Once again, the local Chevy dealers are supporting over 30,000 young ball players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball program. In fact, since 2010, the dealers have been providing numerous leagues with equipment kits, instructional clinics, and much needed financial support. That's why from the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy truly is the official vehicle of baseball. Well, the hit was a double. The RBI came in that last start as well for Scott Feldman, 2-1. Foul, 2-2. I mentioned Larry Anderson, the fine broadcaster with the Phillies. Roy Halladay put on the DL today with right shoulder problems.
Yeah, apparently something he's been dealing with for a while now, and he kind of sat on it, didn't tell the trainers or Charlie Manuel or anybody over there, and finally came clean. So the shoulder's barking a little bit.
Struck well out in the left center, but it'll be run down by Martin.
The best season ticket option in the city continues to be the PNC Club of Chicago. Your guests will enjoy an all-inclusive top-shelf bar, gourmet food in this high-end suite with seventh-inning stretch celebrities and former Cub players. For information, contact the Premier Sales Team at 773-404-4200 or Cubs.com/Premier.
Jesus with the only run of the night, an unearned tally in the first. White Sox righty Gavin Floyd will have Tommy John surgery tomorrow. That ball is lined foul to right.
Going back to the Halladay deal, it's a fine line that the player walks, especially a pitcher, because sometimes you pitch through some inflammation and you take a little anti-inflammatory medicine and you're able to kind of work your way through it, and then it clears up and you go on. He's taking some heat in some quarters for not being forthright with the club and letting them know. But this may have been something that he thought was minor, and he just couldn't work his way out of, and ultimately had to say something.
Yeah, I don't know what the right answer is, and I think it's case by case in terms of trying to be a gamer and get through it versus hurting your team unnecessarily. It's a strike. And then when it involves a pitcher, the biggest thing when it's arm related is, are you doing more damage by continuing to throw without saying something? In other words, if you throw for a month while you're not feeling right, can that lead to a worse injury?
Is what you think tendonitis, actually a little superficial tear that you make worse. Hershiser was pretty good at that, too, throwing down around your feet, getting you to move your feet. He wasn't afraid to knock you off the plate. He wasn't a headhunter, but he'd take his shots inside.
The 2-2 on the way in the dirt. Pleasant night, not a bad idea to have a sweatshirt. See, the Cub fan brought a sweatshirt and got the free winter cap. The Ranger fan freezing right now as DeJesus takes ball 4.
A couple fastballs in now, tries to crowd him with a little cutter, it appeared. David able to spin out of the way, so he's on base for the second consecutive time. Last time he was able to steal second and advance to third on an errant throw.
Astro fouls. Tepesh will keep an eye on DeJesus. The Cubs terminating this combo of Tepesh and Soto. They can run on him. A couple of steals already, although the Soriano stolen base was a busted play. The Rangers should have gotten him on a pickoff. Knocked down by Kinsler. He'll get up and throw late. If he fields it cleanly, it's a 4-6-3 double play, but he was only able to chest block it, and the Cubs are in business.
Right through the 5-hole. Bill Miller, the second base umpire, he just had no chance to get out of the way. That may have affected Kinsler a little bit.
He'll get an error. The Rangers had a 7-game errorless streak going into action tonight. They've committed 2 here in the first 3 innings.
Yeah, and you could really justify giving an error on that botched rundown with Soriano too. Maybe not an error, but that's an out. Ron Washington, that's an out his club should have had.
Hot foul and out of play. All eyes on Clay Buchholz, trailing 4-1 after 5 at Fenway to the Twins. Who knows what he was doing in Toronto, but that's got to affect you mentally at the very least, right? When everybody is claiming you're cheating.
I mean, I think it really affects you if you were cheating, and you can't do it the next time out. That's where it really affects you.
Good point by you.
You used to get a little something extra on the ball and creating a little bit more movement because you've been loading it up, and all of a sudden, every eye in the world is going to be on you, and you can't, I'm not saying his numbers tonight reflect the fact that he was cheating and no longer is. It's highly likely that that's not the case.
Boston Globe, Nick Cafardo writing tonight. That's thrown inside the lead. According to a Major League source, Clay Buchholz will be watched closely by umpires, the Major League Baseball office, and by every network carrying the game. One, 2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3. All right, so the statute of limitations is running.
On?
You talked to my former partner, Mike Scott was cheating. You were on the staff.
Hey, did he get suspended? Did he get caught?
I don't believe he
did.
did.
He get suspended?
Are you taking the fifth? This is not a court of law.
I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations, counselor.
Okay.
I'd like to call a sidebar.
Soriano with a fly to deep left, but it's going to be playable for Murphy. We might continue this conversation later. You never know. 1-0 Cubs. Children 5 to 13 of all abilities, the ultimate big league experience. There's 7 one-week sessions in various Chicago area locations. Join fellow teammates for a week of top-notch baseball instruction, exclusive access, and unforgettable moments. Go to Cubs.com/camps to sign up your future Cub today.
What's going on there?
Ventriloquist or something? I'm not sure. A strike called on Elvis Andrus.
Is that a goat or is it a donkey?
I don't know what it is.
You have to assume goat, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's working a little beard working there.
Jesus will get it, and Andrus is out. Comes Beltre, who struck out in the first inning. Three-time All-Star, four-time Gold Glover, owns 3 Silver Slugger awards. Reportedly does not wear a protective cup, which is stunning considering he plays third base.
He must really trust his hands.
Violent swing there. Ooh.
Feldman has not given the Rangers many pitches out over the heart of the plate to swing at tonight. His command has been outstanding again, as it was last time. If he's over anxious or amped about facing his former club, there's been no indications in the way he's pitched.
Really good his last 2 times out. 2-0 with a .230, including that complete Game 3 hitter against the Padres. Foul fly out of play. It's Cruz on deck. Matt Garza with a rehab start today at Iowa. 3 1/3, 1 run, felt good. 54 pitches, 37 were strikes. No walks. His next outing will be with Double-A Tennessee. That is foul. Probably hit a couple of more, so looking possibly here toward the end of May for Garza to return to the rotation. Kyuji Fujikawa will pitch tomorrow with Tennessee. And if all goes well, he could be back in the Cubs bullpen as soon as this weekend in Washington.
Yeah, no need to stretch guys out who pitch an inning at a time, so just get him ready, feel comfortable that he's healthy, and get him back up here. Working hard here to try to finish off a very dangerous hitter. Feldman calling Castillo out to have a chat. Here's what I'm thinking. This is what I want to do. Feldman, the kind of pitcher that catchers like to catch because he can execute a game plan. Call for a certain pitch in a certain spot. He's got a pretty good chance he's going to hit it.
On the ground to Castro. 2 down.
Cubs baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
So Fujikawa coming back, and then when Garza gets back, most likely one of the Cubs starters will move into the bullpen. So that is an area of the club that certainly needs to be more consistent, and those additions should help. Bounced way out in front of home plate.
Dale's been asked about that in recent days. What are you going to do when Garza comes back? And he just says, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. These things have a way of sorting themselves out depending on performance, and maybe just who's just better suited for what role. It's not necessarily demoting a guy from the rotation who's struggling.
Swatted into center, so Cruz on a 2-0 pitch keeps the Rangers alive in the 4th. We'll bring up Moreland, who fly to the warning track and left his first time. Well, it's possible, and we were chatting about this over dinner, that it might not just come down to performance. It may come down to who's best suited for whatever role Dale would need in that bullpen. And if you're Scott Feldman and Carlos Villanueva, you've been doing both in your career, starter and reliever. And ball, well, strike one on the outside for Feldman.
And it's going to be a tough call, because if these guys continue to pitch well, neither one of them are going to want to make that move. So you could argue, well, Edwin Jackson struggled the most with the starters, but does that make any sense to put Edwin in the bullpen? What value is he going to bring in the pen? You know, the goal is to get him sorted out and becoming consistent in his starts. I guess it's the point where you may contemplate making that kind of a move. I don't know. Not an easy call.
And again, a lot of things can happen before we get to that point. And the 1-1 swing and a miss. And that's why managers and general managers, they get asked a lot of hypothetical questions like that. But they don't want to answer that question until you actually have to make the decision. Because let's say you decided, okay, here's what we're going to do in 3 days. You tell everybody involved, and then the next day, one of your starters goes on the DL. And you go, oh, never mind. You don't need to make that decision until you absolutely have to. Runner goes on the 1-2. Here's the throw, and it hits Cruz, and he'll end up making third. And bad luck for Castillo. He'll be charged with an error.
Checking whether there was a swing at home plate, and ruled no swing. Well, able to check on this high fastball. See, and that's probably 1-2 there where Castro has to come up in front of the bag and cut that ball off.
2-2. On a hop, Barney will backhand, and the inning is over. So the steal and the error do not hurt. Still 1-0. In the first inning, these teams have combined for 3 errors here early on. Sherholtz, Castillo, and Valbuena against the rookie Nick Tepesch. Off the plate outside, ball 1.
Tepesch looking for his first clean inning. He faced just 3 in the second, but Valbuena singled, Barney grounded into a double play. He's the kind of guy you're ultimately going to want to start some base runners. He gets so many ground balls. A double play is always an issue. He's got 1, should have had 2, but Kinsler bobbled that shot off the bat of Castro.
Brian McCann off the DL. Missed first 5 weeks after right shoulder surgery. 0 for 2 tonight. The Braves do lead at Cincinnati 4-2 in the 6th. Evan Gattis getting the start in left. 1 for 3 with an RBI.
That mean Justin Upton's got a night off?
No, he's in right.
He's in right.
BJ in center. So Jason Hayward is out. I wonder if Jason Hayward has an injury. Yeah, had an appendectomy. I think he might be on the DL.
Justin Upton hasn't homered in a while.
2 days?
Has it been 2? I don't know. It just seemed like for a while there he was going off every day, every other day.
Hayward is on the DL.
Just trying to find a way to keep Gaddis's bat in the lineup. He's cooled off lately, but he's been a great story in Atlanta. I don't know what kind of an outfielder he is. I guess they're going to find out.
Upton has not homered since April 27th. So he had 12 in April, has yet to homer here in May. That one punched out in the left, and it's caught by Murphy. Now the catcher, Castillo. Interleague game tonight. There are a bunch, though, tomorrow night. We mentioned the Rangers will be in Milwaukee. Detroit heads to Washington. Mariners and Pirates. The White Sox will be at the Mets. And the Yankees at Coors Field. How about this? Tomorrow night there will be 5 American League games, 5 National League contests, and 5 Interleague.
How about that? It's kind of fun. The Bronx Bombers and the Blake Street Bombers. Here it's Travis Wood against Lance Lynn tomorrow night.
Lynn is 5-0. Backhanded play by Andrews.
MLB.TV is celebrating 11 years. Join the millions of fans and subscribe today. Watch every out-of-market game live online on your favorite mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere.
Here's Valbuena with 2 outs. 0-1.
This young right-hander Tepish, he's allowed 4 home runs this year, 2 in his last start. We've mentioned he's pretty good at keeping the ball down, gets a lot of ground ball outs. The amazing thing about the Rangers, how well they pitched, and they're counting on Tepish and Justin Grimm. 2 young guys really contributing, along with Darvish, Gondo, Holland. Matt Harrison's on the DL.
He's going to be out a while, a couple of back surgeries. Man, that one is lined, and a fair ball kicking off that sidewall. Cruz up with it. Valbuena has a double. We talked yesterday about the Cubs' slugging percentage. They have the second fewest singles in the National League, but the second most extra base hits. That's their first double of the night. And now they have a 30-game extra base hit streak.
A pretty good chance. You go middle in on Valbuena, he's going to hit it hard. Well, 3 walks in yesterday's ball game, 2 for 2 here today.
Two-out opportunity for Barney. Get into a double play in the second. You look at the Cubs' home and road splits. It's pretty stark. Really both ways. They are giving up a lot more and scoring a lot more at home than on the road. So as bad as the weather has been here, it has been a pretty good run scoring environment. Well, they will just intentionally walk Barney. Now this is kind of the percentage move. You get behind the 8-hitter. But the way Barney's going right now, he's Ron Washington. Wants to head on out to the mound with Feldman coming up. This is interesting. Now Barney 0 for his last 17, but they essentially decide to walk him.
Yeah, I don't like that move this early in the game. It's the 6th inning, and you're convinced they're not going to pinch hit for the pitcher. I mean, this may work out just fine here. In all likelihood, they'll get Feldman, and that will end the inning. But it turns the lineup over, and you've got DeJesus leading off the 5th inning if indeed they do get Feldman.
And so you walk a guy intentionally who hasn't had a hit in several days, and then a manager's visit before the pitcher hits. Something you don't see that often.
Well, and that may just be Wash managing. He may have gone out there and said, look, you probably wanted to pitch to Barney. Here's why I did it.
Don't make me look bad. Strike him out.
Yeah. And don't throw him a first pitch fastball because he's going to be hacking. Like we said, if you spin it, you can't hit it.
The 0-2. We got a piece of it.
I think as a pitcher, you always feel like you should be able to get the 8-hole hitter out. Obviously, there are times when it makes sense to go ahead and put him on, but for me, that's a little bit later on in the ball game.
Off the plate outside.
I think it does indicate that Ron Washington is a little bit concerned that his boys won't be able to mount much of an attack against Feldman here tonight the way he's pitching.
Another 1-2, and he makes him pay. Valbuena scores. Barney will be held at third. Scott Feldman on a 1-2 pitch makes it 2-0. Disrespect me and walk the guy in front of me?
They don't realize they're dealing with Roy Hobbs. They didn't watch his last start where he did everything well. He's doing it again tonight. Down in the count. Running fastball off the outside corner. He straightened one out for him. He threw him a heater.
It's 2-0. Well, we'll never know if Tepesh would have gotten back into it 2-0 on Barney. This could be a moment in the game we point back to much later on. DeJesus way out front and lines it foul.
Sells his changeup well, does Tepesh. Really comes out of his hand like his fastball. Doesn't slow anything down. It's got kind of similar movement to his two-seam fastball. A few of the Cub hitters out in front of that yanking it foul or swinging and missing on that changeup tonight. I give Feldman credit because my head would have been in that dugout. My old teammates over there, I would have been popping off big time.
Cubs have dropped 4 in a row, their third 4-game losing streak. Leading 2-0 here in the fourth. Kick in the 2-2. Boy, they just keep working DeJesus in.
Whether it's the breaking ball or the fastball, they're bound and determined to try to tie him up inside.
Two tap foul. Worry a little bit about DeJesus here with a 15 pitch at bat. Scott Feldman running to second about 8 times. And they're loaded. Third time on for DeJesus.
That's the fear, boy. Intentional walks. Set yourself up for a potential big inning. Nobody up in the Ranger bullpen, but we're starting to stretch a little bit. We may start tossing here fairly shortly.
Ground ball and through for a base hit. Barney scores. Here comes Feldman. The throw to the plate cut off, and a 2-run single for Castros. He'll make second on that throw. 4-0.
High fives all the way around in the Cubs dugout for Scott Feldman. His hit keying this inning, and now Castro taking full advantage of that hanging changeup right over the heart of the plate. Pretty aggressive send here by David Bell, sending his pitcher around third base on this base hit to left, but it works out. The situations where the Cubs have really struggled this year. Being able to get that big hit and really open up an inning.
Not done yet. It's Rizzo. Fourth hit for the Cubs with the bases loaded. 4 for 24 with 3 on. That was Michael Kirkman. Ground ball and a base hit. 2 more will get in. DeJesus and Castro. The floodgates have opened. 6-0.
2 outs, nobody on with his inning started. When all the scoring began. Double Valbuena, intentional walk, Barney, Feldman single, DeJesus walk, Castro single, Rizzo goes the other way.
Well, 6 straight have reached after 2 are out. 5 of them have scored.
Now, there's a lot of pressure in big league baseball. A lot on the line every night. I wonder if a manager like Ron Washington in a situation like this would ever turn to his bench coach and say, "What do you think? Should I have walked him?"
we get a do-over on that? Pitching coach Mike Maddox right there on his right. Jackie Moore is the bench coach.
Like I said, we'll never know what would have happened had Tepesh gone after Barney after it was 2-0. We know what happened when he didn't. Foul tip, 1-2.
There's certainly times where the intentional walk is a good play, but generally I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like putting extra guys on base. I don't like it early in the game. Not just from the strategic standpoint, but also the mindset. I think it puts the pitcher in a defensive posture mentally.
Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. They bat around and get 5 big ones. It's 6-0. Bank, creating contemporary solutions for a better banking experience for everyone. Fifth Third Bank, the Curious Bank. Member FDIC. And that's the kind of inning the Cubs have been waiting for. Capped by 2-run singles from Castro and Rizzo.
And look, it came in the 4th inning. Dale pointing out to us earlier today that the Cubs had scored as many runs, or almost as many runs, in the 3rd inning as they had in the 4th, 5th, and 6th combined.
Yeah, they had 24 in the 3rd coming in, and 25 in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, including 5 in the 4th. So they just doubled their season total in the 4th inning.
I think they were out early working on their 4th inning approach. It's clear. We've got to address this 4th inning problem. We need better 4th inning at bats, and boom. That's one of those things that's easy to identify and hard to explain and harder still to fix.
Two on to Soto. Now 2-2.
So, you know, for years people talk about a game like this where all of a sudden you get a bunch of runs, a comfortable lead, and thinking, well, you got to be aggressive now. You can't walk people. And to me, I think just keep pitching. Just do what you've done to this point in the game. Got good command of your stuff. And there may be situations where you change your thinking a little bit. 3-0 to a dangerous hitter with nobody on base, a guy you might try to paint a corner on otherwise in a tight game, but yeah, you'd be willing to throw it over the heart of the plate.
Another 2-2, and he got him on a curve.
Yep. Locked him up. Bottom of the zone. Heart of the plate. See ya.
Strike to Murphy. Feldman did not even start a game until 2008 in the big leagues. He was a reliever early on in his career. Almost a side-arming reliever. He changed his arm angle. He's got natural cut on his four-seam fastball. There's that cutter.
Yeah, it was nice that he threw that right on cue, as you mentioned that.
You know about the sinker. His curveball's been really good here the last few outings. Doesn't walk many, generally keeps a ball in the yard.
been around a while, but he's only 30 years of age. He was a 17-game winner in 09, I believe.
Easy play for Barney. Murphy is out.
Stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Captain Morgan. Raise your glass, always in moderation, to life, love, and loot. Porter Moser, men's Loyola basketball coach, will be on hand tonight.
There's a strike called on Martin, defected from Cuba, 2010, established residency in Mexico, signed a 5-year free agent contract in 2011. Well, 3-1. I've not seen Feldman get behind very much.
This is precisely that situation I was talking about. Now you just, here you go. Take a whack at it.
Three and two.
Green thought that ball was in. Clearly it was not.
So he walked him. And it looks like former Cub Jeff Baker will hit for Tepesh.
Wake up, wake up. He's pinch hitting. You said you wanted me to wake you up if Baker got a chance to hit. Now wake up.
He was a non-roster invitee. She doesn't look terribly interested.
I think her lawyer, she's begrudgingly showing her support for Jeff Baker.
Ball one.
I think she only loved him if he was in the starting lineup. Maybe that's the issue.
Oh, got to put your boots on.
I think this is a hostel. It's a ballpark.
She does not look too interested.
That six-run deficit's taking the steam out of her.
Buena moving to his left, and he'll get it to Barney in time to end the inning. It's 6-0 Cubs.
He ties the Major League record.
Our AT&T Uvers replay 15 years ago today. Kerry Wood, one of the best pitching performance in Cubs history and one of the best in Major League history, striking out 20 Houston Astros. JD was here calling it on Astros television. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible.
It's possible that somebody will do that again. Not probable. Of course, in this high strikeout environment, maybe somebody like Yu Darvish will make a run at it. That was an incredible day at the ballpark. 20-year-old kid dominating a very good hitting lineup.
Well, the last pitch was just ridiculous.
There's a whole bunch just like it.
Here's left-hander Michael Kirkman. Short outing by Tepish. 4 innings, 6 runs, 5 earned. And a 2-0 count on Scherholz.
I believe in that game, Kerry Wood struck out either 2-3-4 in the batting order or 3-4-5 in the batting order every time they came up.
Kirkman made the opening day roster for the first time in his career. Made his debut in 2010. This is his 71st appearance, all in relief. Not this year, but since 2010. Here's a 2-2 and a strikeout.
The fifth inning is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, creating contemporary solutions for a better banking experience for everyone. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank, member FDIC. Yeah, big crooked number there, 5 spot in the 4th. We've seen a whole lot of that this year.
On the inside edge for a strike. And a base hit in the center. Soft serve that time. Didn't hit it hard. Found the right spot.
Might have cracked his bat. His first hit of the night. Wellington now 1 out of 3. Looked like the knock he got off of Aroldis Chapman the other day.
Curve for a strike. Andrelton Simmons with 2 homers tonight for Atlanta. The Braves with a 6-2 lead in Cincy in the 8th.
They are very high on that young man in Atlanta. Feel like they've got their shortstop for the next decade.
Tampa Bay leading Toronto 7-5 in the 7th. All 7 of the Rays' runs came in the 3rd inning off Mark Burley. Found a way to get through 6. Outside.
Valbuena, left-handed hitter, of course. Off this lefty, he's less likely to pull the ball. But even with that, I'd be tempted to play my first baseman behind Castillo. Wellington's not going anywhere. I'm tempted to start behind him, then peel back a little bit as the pitch is delivered, just to help plug that hole a little bit on the right side.
The 3-1 to Valbuena. Fly ball to left and a backpedaling David Murphy makes a grab. 2 down.
Veteran Rick Ankiel has been designated for assignment. Astros having a very difficult time, trying to shake things up a little bit. Have up a couple of kids from the minor leagues. And basically, get to this time of the year when you're scuffling and you make some line changes. Let's just try these guys.
Yeah, Ankiel, Fernando Martinez designated. J.D. Martinez reinstated from the DL. Trevor Crow brought up. Jimmy Paredes as well. Brandon Laird option. Busy day for the traveling secretary. 1-0 on Barney. And really, his plate appearance in the 4th inning, a key one in this game. He was intentionally walked after Tepesh went 2-0 on him. And then Tepesh had to face about 6 more guys before he got the 3rd out.
Yeah, it's amazing how many times you see in the game, early in the game, if you put a man on to get to the pitcher, you set up a potential big inning. If you don't get an out on a bunt play, you set up the potential big inning. And all those little decisions that are made either in the dugout or out on the field as guys decide where to go with the ball can really blow up on you early.
Soto had no chance on that pitch as Castile will take second on a wild pitch. Just wrote in WP with the W extra big.
You got a base open. You could intentionally walk him here.
Don't think he's going to do it again.
You got to stick to your convictions. Yeah, they are.
Oh, my goodness.
That way, Wash doesn't have to answer that question after the game that says, would you do it again? He said, yeah, not only would I did. And it, it's a risk reward. And the later you get into a game, the more sense it makes. The tighter the game is, obviously, the more sense it makes. Where that one run could prove to be different. You're guarding early. You're guarding against the big inning. Later, you're guarding against maybe one run that could be the difference in the game.
Well, what's more amazing, Darwin Barney with 2 intentional walks tonight, or the Bulls beating the Miami Heat in Game 1. Cub fans are cheering as the Bulls upset the Heat to take Game 1.
And right now, Scott Feldman's thinking, these people love me. I'm going to take a big swing and reward them.
Well, congrats to the Bulls.
Yeah, how about that?
They got a long way to go, but that is a fun team to root for. I think what Tom Thibodeau has done historic with that roster this year. I love playing for him. 0-2 on Feldman.
He gets a knock off the lefty here. We'll put him in the Hall of Fame.
This time Feldman strikes out. Thankfully he didn't strike out back in the 4th. It's 6-0 Cubs.
Cubs 6, Rangers nothing. Nick Peppish, the young right-hander, lasted 4 innings, so 89 pitches. The Cubs had one big inning, batted around, scored 5 in the 4th. Rangers a little sloppy early, leading to a Cubs run, but a comfortable lead for Scott Feldman as he pursues his 3rd consecutive W.
3rd time now through the order. Kinsler, Andrus, and Beltre. Rangers again came in with a best earned run average in the majors at 3.02. The Cubs having one of their better offensive nights of the season. Tells you all you need to know about the fickle game of baseball. You can set everything up. We can give you the numbers. And then you got to actually go out and play it. Lined to Valbuena.
Hard to have a little good fortune either. Oh, scalded. What a quick out here in the 6th. Yeah, you can't. That's why you don't bet on baseball. It's just too unpredictable. Rangers just sweep the Red Sox. They're flying high. Best record in the league. Cubs have dropped 4 in a row. Bulls beat the Heat.
Andrus has signed an 8-year extension in April with $120 million, so he's signed through 2022. We hope we're just alive in 2022. Sounds like a long way away, doesn't it? Vesting option for the following year. He may opt out, however, after 2018 and 19.
Good young player. He's off to a very slow start this year. Maybe he failed to turn a double play for Feldman last year.
I remember June 7th.
Yeah.
Go foul.
Andrus came to the big leagues in 2009. He's just 24 years of age. Very flashy with the glove. Hitting for no power at all this year. Hasn't homered yet. He has 3 doubles and 2 triples. He's not a home run guy, but normally, you can have a few more doubles. Last year he had 9 triples to go along with 31 doubles.
Sinker bounced foul. Still 2-2. Dale was asked before the game if he might shorten up Feldman coming off his first career complete game. He said, well, 114 pitches. I feel like he was under much stress. That 6-2 win. Nice play. 2 down.
No, I think you let the game dictate how long you stay with Feldman on a night like tonight. If he's fresh, throwing the ball well, Cubs, still have a comfortable lead. Let him go as long as
he feels comfortable. Unless you really feel like there's somebody in that pen you need to get in the game, you do have the luxury of doing that in a one-sided game. And I'm not ready to call this one one-sided yet. Still plenty of time left. I don't know when Dole's last pitch. You might want to get him out there, let him get on the mound.
Beltre turned away, and that curveball dropped over nicely for a strike. It's 6 homers, but you see that run base percentage below 300. That big game-winning hit yesterday. Track record says he's due for a hot streak. And he pops it up. Rizzo and foul ground. Inning over. Feldman in command again tonight. 2 hitting his former team through 6.
We never dressed to impress all the others. They would let us in on a laid-back kind of style. But boy, you know it's been a while, and I don't know why you don't take me downtown like you got anywhere better to be. Talk it up and give me the go round round like a good time tease. I'm only counting on your cancellation when I should be counting on you at my door. Did you forget about how we ran around? I don't know why you don't take me downtown anymore.
That's Downtown Lady Antebellum. Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. $6-0 lead. Jesus with a single, 2 walks, a stolen base, and 2 runs. It's a pretty good leadoff hitter, isn't it?
Good day of work. It'll be interesting to see now what happens with Ryan Sweeney up. He's a left-handed hitter too, so the Cubs outfield leans a little left. Lynn and Westbrook, right-handers, scheduled to start the Cardinals series. Ross Detweiler, lefty, will start game 1 of the series in Washington.
Jesus strikes out. Kirkman now with 3. Came in the 5th.
Detweiler, Strasburg, and Gio Gonzalez in that series in Washington. It really doesn't matter when you head over there. You know you're going to run into good pitching.
Two-run single in that 5-run 4th. Castro looks at ball 1 low. Red Sox have come back to tie the Twins 4-4. They were down 4-0 at one point. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Victorino and Drew have gone deep for the Sox. They just got swept in Texas. Strike 3-1. All the West Coast National League teams are home tonight. The Dodgers entertaining the Diamondbacks. Trevor Cahill and Chris Capuano. There's Joe Ortiz. Wade LeBlanc, former Padre, will face former Cub Andrew Cashner, Miami at San Diego. As Castro walks, the Phillies are in San Francisco. Cliff Lee, Madison, Bumgarner. That should be a dandy. Comes Mike Maddox.
Rangers have 3 left-handed options in their bullpen. Kirkman one, then Joe Ortiz and Robbie Ross. Got a lefty tossing now. Maddox always with that hand up on the shoulder of his pitchers when he goes out to talk.
Now Rizzo knocked in 2 with a base hit in the 4th. Topper foul up along first. There it is. Way too high. The 2-1. Hit a ton, but plenty foul.
No amount of body English is going to bring that one back. I mentioned the Angels, the Dodgers too. It's tough go of it in Southern California with their baseball teams. Dodgers were just swept by the Giants. All kinds of injury problems.
In the left and down. Murphy will retrieve as Castro will head to third, and a double for Rizzo.
And how good has his approach been against left-handed pitching? Unbelievably good. Matter of some concern coming into the season, but he's done just fine against the Southpaws. This is great hitting here. Get you out of the way, just like Joey Votto. Be a bad guy to emulate.
Angels will bring their infielders in. Already trailing by 6.
I'm going to put Soriano on here.
The Dodgers, Hanley Ramirez, Mark Ellis, recently put on the disabled list.
How long was Hanley back for? Just a couple of games, right?
He was back for 4 games.
Okay, wow.
They do get Adrian Gonzalez back in the lineup. He was bothered by a mildly strained neck. And with the bases loaded, that will be it for Kirkman, as Ron Washington will go with another lefty. We'll be back. On for his 12th appearance. Bases loaded, 1 out. Nate Scherholtz the batter.
He's 22 years of age, from Venezuela, Ortiz. Smallish in stature, he's 5'7". Has a good arm, though. Scherholtz is going to take this at bat off this lefty, who has been awfully tough on left-handed hitters so far this year.
So Castro at third, Rizzo at second, Soriano at first. And the pitch. It's low. Ortiz 5'7", 175. That is a foul ball, hit his front foot.
Protecting against the slider. Nate a little late on that fastball. Slider is a put-away pitch for Ortiz. Fastball, slider, changeup. I'm guessing the changeup he reserves for right-handed hitters for the most part.
Just for special occasions.
Special occasions.
Two and two, Castillo on deck. Cubs got 1 in the first and then 5 in the fourth. Emergency hack there just to get a piece of it with the end of the bat.
Try to stay inside the ball, think the other way. Nate's quite good at that.
Ortiz has a sign from Soto, and the pitch.
Hate to punch out here, but you'd really hate to bounce into an inning-ending double play.
A 3-2 to Scherholtz, and he lifts it in the air out into left center. Martin with the catch, and his throw off mark and way late. So Castro in. Scherholtz with a sacrifice fly. Cubs with the extra point. It's 7-0.
Boy, well-earned sacrifice fly. Well-earned RBI there for Scherholtz, with Ortiz featuring slider, fastball away for most of that at bat. He threw him a fastball in. And that would be a very difficult pitch for a lot of guys to do anything with. And Nate, again, able to stay inside and get that ball airborne deep enough to get that extra point home. Pretty impressive.
Cubs with their biggest lead of the year. They tied their season high with 7 runs. Still 2 on, and Castillo takes a ball.
There's that changeup.
Well, the third time the Cubs have scored 7. The other 2 times they lost 10-7 and 13-7. But tonight, much different story at this point. Scott Feldman has allowed just 2 hits through 6.
Years ago, Jim Rooker, broadcasting a game for the Pirates, a lopsided game against the Phillies, said, if the Pirates lose this game, next time we go to Philadelphia, I'll walk there. And Philadelphia came back and beat them. Hooker had to walk to Philadelphia.
How long did it take?
I don't remember all the details. I think he did it in the offseason as part of a charity deal. I'm not sure exactly how much he really walked.
Swing and a miss. And the inning is over. The Cubs add to their lead 7-0 after 6. And conducting the 7th inning stretch, Loyola men's basketball coach Porter Moser. Great to have you back here, Coach. And we were talking during the break. You're 2-0.
You know, I don't want to jinx the Cubs. This is my 3rd time doing the stretch, and I am 2-0. And I feel got a good, comfortable lead here, so I hope I don't jinx it.
Well, we won't promise that we'll walk to Arlington or something.
There you go.
Telling the story before the next time we go to Texas. But great to have you back. Nice night tonight. And actually, earlier on this homestand, we chatted with members of the 1963 Loyola Division I Men's Championship team, 50-year anniversary. And I'm sure you'd love nothing more than to reprise that this season.
Well, those guys are the biggest ambassadors of our program. Just high-class guys, and have the only national championship in the state of Illinois.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Nelson Cruz bounces foul. And you're going to be in a new conference.
Len, that's huge for us. The Missouri Valley Conference is one of the best conferences in the country. And I played in that conference, and I've coached in that conference. And it's going to be a huge step for Loyola Athletics to move into the Valley.
You played at Creighton.
I did.
The 1-1, a swing and a miss. 1-2. We lost Rick Majerus a few months ago, and you coached with him. And tell us about his influence on you.
He was, one of the greatest, and he just went way too early. I've learned so much from him, and close friend, and nobody can even put on paper how knowledgeable of the game and the kind of person he was.
I know when he was in Utah, he lived in a hotel, right? And if there was anyone who lived and breathed basketball 24 hours a day, it was Rick.
He did. He has the most Marriott points on the planet. He said, "Where else can you get a mint on your pillow every morning?"
Right.
So he did. He was in a hotel in St. Louis as well.
2-2 to Cruz. Scott Feldman's still in there.
That's probably the nights where you're not sleeping at the gym, right, or in the office.
Oh, I tell you, we had some. That book that he has, My Life on a Napkin, is the most apropos title for a book you could ever imagine. We've been in everything from Steak and Shake to Lorenzo's on the Hill, diagramming plays.
Well, Jesus makes a catch. That's the first out. I don't know how much of the Bulls win you caught tonight, but we talk in baseball. JD can speak to this. The idea of trying harder, playing with more energy. There's a fine line where in baseball you kind of have to be in a zone and to relax. But in your sport, trying harder actually makes you play better.
Well, momentum's unbelievable in the game of basketball. When you get momentum, and you just saw what the Bulls did at Brooklyn, and you see the confidence of some of these guys, it's just fun to watch. And again, you can't underestimate heart and effort and toughness and well coached. They're extremely well coached, and they got a lot of guys playing well at the right time.
Want to know the count on Moreland.
How much of your job is instilling that in your players as opposed to the X's and O's?
Well, we're trying to change culture at Loyola. They've had tradition in the past and winning the national championship, and now we've lost some culture, and now we're about to get it back. Moving into the league, they got new facilities, a new administration, and you got to. It's a process, and building a championship team is going to be a process, and you got to instill character, toughness, and belief. And at Loyola right now, it's never been a better time. That campus is exploding with buildings, and the student body's growing. And we have 500 seniors on senior day here tonight, right down below us here. And it's a fun time to be at Loyola, but it's big when you're trying to build a program, to build that confidence and belief that you can get it done.
And there's so many good players in the Chicago area, right? It could be if you just get a couple blue chip kids to stay home, come play at Loyola. I mean, I don't want to do an advertising campaign for you here. But
there's so many good players in Chicago. I'd love to break some NCAA rules right now by saying some people's names on the air, but I can't do that. I mean, it's a great area. I mean, obviously we want Loyola of Chicago to recruit, a lot of these great players and have them stay home. And now we're moving to the Valley, and it's a great place to get a great education and play great college basketball.
Barney will pick it up, and Feldman will have to cover. Nicely done as Rizzo also went after that ground ball. All right, well, you're a veteran now of the stretch. And it's always a thrill, I know, especially under the lights on a nice night tonight with the Cubs leading. And thanks for stopping by, Coach. And,
thanks, guys.
Have a great season coming up.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Porter Moser, the Loyola men's basketball coach, getting ready for the 7th inning stretch. James Russell getting loose in the bullpen.
And Len, I just have to point out that it was the game I referenced earlier with the Pirates and the Phillies was in Philly. And Jim Rooker said he would walk home
to
Pittsburgh, and he did in the offseason, 308 miles or whatever it is. Took him 13 days.
Are you hinting you want me to walk to some other?
No,
you want me to walk to Washington if the Cubs don't win?
No, maybe if they have a big lead over the Sox.
Okay, right. Yeah, it's like 9 miles. I can do that. Soto rolls to Valbuena. Feldman cruising, and it's time for the stretch.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Loyola men's basketball coach, Porter Moser.
All right, Cubs fans and Loyola Rambler seniors, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's finish this off.
Nicely done. That's how you do it. And the Cubs will try to add to their lead. And Valbuena spanks that one in the right. 3-hit night for Luis.
Wasting no time. Off the lefty, picks on that first pitch again, middle end. He turns on it.
Way outside. Darwin Barney.
Everybody in the Cub lineup has been on base tonight by hit or walk, except for Nate Scherholtz, and he drove in a run with that sac fly in the 6th. So everybody contributing. And there's the main man, Feldmania.
Barney will have to get a new bat.
Don't get hurt.
A little treacherous.
More work to do.
That step jump out at me. Well, you've noted this a couple of times. Guys in slumps tend to try to hit their way out of it. Sure looked like a pitch Barney normally would not swing at.
Yeah, you tend to think too much, I think, when you're scuffling. And when you're thinking you get caught in between, you don't react. Late on the fastball, you're pulling off the breaking ball.
JP Arencibia with a 2-run homer with 2 outs in the 9th off Fernando Rodney. The Blue Jays, who were down 7-0, now lead 8-7.
I wonder if anybody promised to walk home on that one. Blue Jays better get going. 10 games under 500.
Mired in last, 9.5 back of the Red Sox. Into action tonight.
As close to first place as the Miami Marlins are.
How interesting. That was a team they made that big deal with. Final in Cleveland, 7-3 Indians over the Athletics. Asdrubal Cabrera with 2 home runs. Sliding grab. Throw to first. And able to get back in, or is he out?
No, he's safe.
He's safe. He just got in. Nice play by Cruz on the catch and almost doubled off Valbuena.
Better swing there by Barney, hitting the ball with some authority the other way. Didn't pay off for him. Cruz comes in and makes a backhanded sliding catch. This was awfully close at first base. Second base umpire Bill Miller rotated over, and he's the one that made the call. That's the out call you're seeing there is for the catch and right.
So Moreland's foot not on the bag. So a strike called on Feldman. So the Indians have won 7 of 8. Over 500. 15-14.
It's going to be interesting to see if any teams in that Central can hang with Detroit.
Well, right now, it's Kansas City, even though the Royals lost today in extras. Feldman flies to center. It's Martin, 2 outs.
Tigers just got done sweeping a 4-game series from the Astros. Astros are 8-24.
4-12 at home, 4-12 on the road.
On pace to have the worst run differential in Major League Baseball history. Been outscored by 75 runs
in 32 games. Well, the A's, with that loss tonight, they're 13-3 against the West and 5-12 against the rest of baseball.
Mentioned earlier that it was Willie Mays' birthday. Another former Giant celebrating a birthday today. Masanori Murakami. First Japanese player ever to play in the major leagues. Spent a couple years with the Giants, or parts of a couple of years back in the mid-60s. There wasn't another one until Hideo Nomo.
Now 2-2. Up the middle, Andrews got him. What range from Elvis Andrews. For the 8th, 7-0 Cubs. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer or go to shophonda.com for current offers. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible. Welcome back to Wrigley Field. The Cubs on their way to snapping a 4-game losing streak and improving to 3-5 on this homestand before the Cardinals come in for the next 2 days. Scott Feldman in the 8th. Ball 1 to David Murphy. Action in both bullpens here as we get into the later stages. Pitch number 104 on the night for Feldman. Derek Lowe, veteran sinker baller, up for the Rangers. Rafael Dolis just brought up from Iowa, and I'll tell you something. Something's not right. Scott Feldman. He's got a cramp in his hand, it looks like. You know, I thought I saw just a strange reaction from him when he flied to center in the bottom of the 7th inning. Now that right arm would be the front arm on the swing. Again, I have no idea if they're connected at all, but no sense of taking any chances. And a big hand for him. He'll lead with a 2-hit shutout through 7. Just a little bit of a bizarre reaction. Watch his face. He just kind of hesitates right there on that swing in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, it's hard to know, but the tripping coming out of the dugout, we're pretty sure that didn't have anything to do with it. And the good news is, as those shots we had of him in the dugout after the fact, all smiles, so there's no real sense of concern. Just like you said, just some cramping.
He was terrific again. Wow. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, and Russell will come in with a 2-0 count on Murphy. Now 3-0.
Yeah, I think if this were a 3-0 ball game, 4-1, something like that, they would have spent a little more time out there with Scott, had him throw a couple pitches to see if he could kind of shake it out. But since it's 7-0, bullpen was heated up. Only 6 outs to go. Might as well shut it down.
3-2. He's back in it. Slowed down by Valbuena, but it'll be a hit for Murphy. Their first hit since the 4th.
Good effort by Valbuena, just couldn't corral it. Would have been a tough play to complete anyway. So even though that count that Russell came in 2 balls, no strikes, the fact that Murphy reached via hit, he belongs to Russell. Had he walked him, I believe that he would have been Scott Feldman's battle runner.
And Martin pops out to Valbuena.
I need to get clarification on that, but that's my understanding of it.
Russell's dad, Jeff, pitched for the Rangers back when. Leury Garcia will hit for Ortiz. Feldman's ERA down to 2.70 with his performance tonight.
That's what you can get into a long debate about the value of the quality start stat. And it's not an officially recognized statistic, but everybody knows that 6 innings and 3 earned runs or less is considered a quality start. But, you know, 6 innings and 3 compared to what he did tonight.
Rizzo has it in foul ground. Let's see, for the Cubs, it's their 19th quality start. Prior to tonight, they had an ERA, the starters, of 2.05 in a quality start. So it might even be below 2 with Feldman's performance tonight. That'll be it for Russell. The Kinsler duo.
I think they should move that to 7 innings and 3 runs allowed.
We will get on it.
Make that happen.
All right, here comes Dolis. Called up earlier today from AAA Iowa, joining the Cubs for the 2nd time. Brief stint in mid-April, appeared in 1 game against the Giants, got an out, give up a run.
See the high ERA, and then that last category, you saw the reason why. Walks been a big problem for him.
Murphy at first, 2 outs. And the pitch to Kinsler's got an 11-game hitting streak on the line. Called strike. Kinsler with 20 hits over this hitting streak. High in the air, center field. No problem for DeJesus. Inning over. Cubs will bat in the 8th, leading by 7. Schedule. Tomorrow night on WGN Sports, the Cardinals and Cubs open up a 2-game series, and then Friday and Sunday from our nation's capital on WGN. Ford. Go further in any one of Ford's many fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. A lot of action for Derek Lowe. Now appearing in just 3 of the Rangers' last 15 games.
Lowe pitching now at 39 years of age. Big guy, 6'6". A real nice career. He's both a starter and a closer. Now just a guy in the bullpen right now for the Rangers.
Nothing better.
.176 wins, 157 losses, 86 saves. A long big league career.
Garcia with a little boot there, and he can't make the play. Garcia stayed in for Kinsler. And they're going to give Castro a single. That's his second hit of the night.
Kind of bailing out. His backside's kind of in towards the Cub dugout, and he just punches it towards second base. That's a play Garcia's got to make. Rizzo's been on a nice roll lately.
Base 3 times tonight. 2-run single, a double, a walk. Average up to 256. On base over 340. Slugging almost 530.
Seven-game hitting streak now.
Deep to right for Rizzo. Gone. A new season high in runs, 9 for the Cubs tonight.
At this point where Travis Wood is pitching tomorrow, says, hey boys, save some for tomorrow. Anthony Rizzo has put a clinic on tonight with his approach at the plate. Last 2 times up, he went the other way. First a single, then a line drive double to left. This time he gets the head out in front of a fastball that's up out over the middle of the plate. Ground him up.
A 1-1 to Soriano is a called strike. 1-2. Swing and a miss. 1 away. Well, for the first time all year, this is the Cubs' 32nd game. Dale Swain can kick up his feet. It really is the only time.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you, what's the largest margin of victory?
I think for the Cubs it was 6-2 over the over the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat the Rangers 6-2 and the Padres 6-2 in Feldman's last start. I don't even have to look it up, but when the Cubs score 9, if they hold on tonight, they're unbeaten.
Why don't they do it more often?
Right. Shank foul. I think there are any Ranger fans who walked from Dallas for this one-game series?
Well, there's some in the house, though.
There's a Rangers fan from New York. Popped up. Two down. Beltre, I think
Number
that was
three.
number 3.
Yeah, now he's
just
trying
gonna
to play it cool.
Yeah.
One of those nights. They're giving him grief from the Cubs dugout, and he's saying, "Shh, quiet, don't tell anybody."
Julio Bourbon, his former teammate, enjoying it. Castillo bounces to low, and that will take us to the 9th. Rizzo with a booming home run. 9-0 Cubs. Cubs with 5 in the 4th and leading 9-0. Here's a Cub debut, Ryan Sweeney. He's coming up from Iowa. Career .280 hitter. Parts of 7 big league seasons. White Sox, A's, Red Sox, and now the Cubs.
Tearing it up down in Iowa, hitting .337. An OPS up over 1,000.
Andrews to lead it off against Dolis. Well, bring on the Cardinals. Lewis has won 6 in a row, but they didn't win today.
No, they did not.
That's well hit to left over Sweeney. Plays the carom nicely, however, and the throw to second. Boy, he almost got him. Ryan Sweeney can really play defense. In fact, he's stolen away a couple of home runs from Ian Kinsler going back to his American League days, and that was well played.
Showing off a pretty strong arm. He makes us awfully close at second base on Elvis Andrews, who can really run. That's some lumbering catcher. That's Andrews, who can fly, and that's awfully close. Great throw.
And looked like at one point his foot might have been off the bag on that slide, but hard to see in real time. The Blue Jays did beat the Rays. I saw Joe Madden just tweeted. Fernando Rodney was fine tonight, just not used to throwing that many pitches. A difficult loss. But it's more about how we react tomorrow. Rays couldn't hold a 7-0 lead after 3, losing 8-7. Valbuena will field, and the throw goes out of play. And the shutout is gone as Andrews scores and Beltre to second. There's an error on Valbuena, and it's 9-1.
Like he had a hard time getting the ball out of his glove and never really secured a grip. Not much of one anyway. Tried to make the play despite that and just sailed on him. Well, he certainly has big league stuff. Light up that radar gun. That one clocked at 95. He's got that power sinker.
So the Cubs lose a shot at their first shutout of the year. Landing by Dolis, 2-1. Another chance for Valbuena. And he'll get Cruz. Time for our Budweiser Player of the Game, Scott Feldman. Excellent once again.
Yeah, 7 innings, 2 hits, shutout baseball, walked 1. Didn't have the big strikeout game like he did last time. Punched out 3. But really, that was the turning point in the game, that he delivered that base hit after the intentional walk to Barney. Remember that big inning all started after 2 were out.
Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds.
Feldman's got a 3-game winning streak and a 2-game hitting streak going into his next start.
That'll be in Washington. Cubs will have an off day Thursday. I've been asked Dale how he'll handle that. I would imagine the rotation will just stay in order. Skip anybody. Left field and twisting out of play. Somebody's bedtime.
Yeah, but I'm not leaving till this game is over.
I'm not carrying you out in that. I don't think you'd fit. Ground ball. Barney up with it. They'll trade at third. 2 outs. Cubs making this one-day stop in Chicago not particularly pleasant for Ron Washington's team. But Soto staves off elimination, so to speak, as Beltre will score an unearned run, 9-2. And it's Murphy who's 1 out of 3. Staving off elimination. NBA and NHL playoff mode.
Yeah. Well, and hitters will tell you they hate making the last out of a ball game.
Yeah.
I mean, they know it's inevitable. Sooner or later, somebody's going to make it here, but nobody wants to be that guy. I guess I shouldn't say it's inevitable. It's just about inevitable. Not sure what the record is for 9th inning comebacks with 2 outs.
I wonder if there's a stat for the major league record for making the final out. This will be it. Castro throws out Murphy. Cubs win. So they take this makeup game 9-2 and win the season series 2-1 over the Rangers.
Well, Scott Feldman again, the story tonight. Outstanding performance, but a real team effort up and down that lineup. Everybody contributing. Big 4th inning. A real key. And boy, we talked about it at the time. Who knows what would have happened had they decided to pitch to Darwin Barney. They didn't. The Cubs took advantage. And for the first time all year, Dale Swain, nice easy game in that home dugout.
So the final, the Cubs 9, the Rangers 2. We'll wrap it up in a moment.